9 p.m. My favorite time of day. Bedtime. At least, it used to be. Let me tell you a story. Have you ever heard of lucid dreaming? No? Let me give you the cliff notes. Lucid dreaming is a type of dreaming where you're aware inside your dream, and you can manipulate it to varying degrees. I used to think it was bogus, but about a year ago I got curious and I started trying to learn, and I picked it up surprisingly quickly. I started small, like most people would, revisiting favorite memories, living out fantasies, and eventually I got into building stuff. It's about that time I started running into her. At first I dismissed her as like an anomaly, but she kept showing up in the background. Usually, she would be building stuff too. So after a week, I decided to investigate. So I went to talk to her inside the dream. I had just finished a nice cafe, kind of a nostalgia, retro 80s hole-in-the-wall vibe. And I entered the dream and focused on the idea of meeting her there. And when I walked in, she was sitting at my favorite booth, right next to the jukebox. I promptly walked over and sat down. "Okay, so what are you?" we said in unison to each other. We stared, shocked in disbelief for a second. I had a nicer view than she did. She's a cutie with hazel hair, amber eyes, and caramel skin. She was wearing a band tee and this baggy jeans jacket. I, on the other hand, am not handsome. My eyes are dull brown, my hair is duller brown. I'm kinda scrawny. Honestly, part of the appeal of lucid dreaming in the first place was being able to talk to girls like her. In the real world, I don't get the time of day. We stared for a few beats. "I asked you first," we said in unison again. She looked genuinely surprised. For my part, I was in disbelief. I was thinking, isn't this my dream? Aren't I in control? She raised a finger. "Okay, this is already annoying. What are you doing in my dream? I keep seeing you. Why?" Her voice is like velvet chocolate cake. I just kind of stared for a few moments, processing the delightful sound of it. "Hello?" She pressed me. "Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was, gonna ask you the same, actually." "Well, that makes no sense, 'cause this is my dream?" Sorry, but this is my dream. I built this cafe. I even put my dad's old jukebox in, see?" And I pointed to the player. No, I don't see. 'Cause I put that jukebox there? 'Cause it's just like the one at my favorite diner," she insisted. "Look, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm lucid dreaming right now, and I can control all this stuff. Look, watch." I manifest a teddy bear on the table, leaning against the wall. "Okay, that doesn't prove anything. Watch this." And she turned the teddy bear into an actual bear cub, which she took into her lap and began petting. "See, this is my dream." And I just stared dumbfounded. I really did not know what to make of this. "Okay, look, this is weird. I don't know what you are. I guess you're just like part of my subconscious or something. I'm just gonna go build stuff like normal. Bye." "Whatever. Never thought I'd be gaslit by my own dream," I heard her mumble as I got up and walked away. After that meeting, I kept seeing her. Every night in my dreams. No matter which setting I picked. No matter what I was working on. I saw her. 1 week later, we spoke again. I was working on a mural in the Industrial Revolution section of my dream city. That's when she walked up and began looking at it. "What's it supposed to be?" she asks. "Well, it's kinda supposed to be a recreation of this panel from a comic book I read when I was a kid, but I can't seem to get the coloring right. Agent Parasite, issue 17, Riley Waters vs. the Water Bear, right?" I stopped and looked at her shocked. "Yeah, exactly," I say. "Yeah, I remember this panel. You're screwing up the background coloring and Water Bear's costume. It was like this." She waved her fingers in the air, manifesting the changes. And after a few seconds, I realized the mural's pretty much perfect. "Oh, wow, that's it. Thanks." "Totes," she said. Then she began turning away. "Hey, wait. We keep seeing each other. We might as well, know what to call the other?" "Yeah, I guess. Alex." She held out her hand. I stepped forward and shook it. "Jesse," I said, trying not to be bashful. We kept seeing each other, so it was probably inevitable we started talking more. I helped her on a lot of her building designs, and she made all my art look way better. Eventually, we started collaborating on entire sections of our city, although she never stopped insisting it was her city and I was the dream. We had a section for everything you could think of. Chinatown? Better than real life. Little Paris? You bet. New York from Futurama? Absolutely. Eventually, we got more original and started blending genres. We built this couple of city blocks that was like a mix between cyberpunk and an elven forest city. Everything was made of plants, but they were grown into all kinds of awesome buildings and machines. And they had bioluminescence, so we got the awesome neon effect when we walked down the main street of this section of our city. We even added a bunch of arcades and clubs that blared Daft Punk and Vaporwave at all times. Looking back, I think that section of the city was my favorite. That's the one I miss the most. One day, we were in the arcade, playing Tron, just chillin'. "I think I'm going to stop coming here," she said, her tone kinda sad. "Why? This is our favorite arcade." "No, not to this arcade. I mean, to Dream City in general." Needless to say, I was shocked and upset. I was really starting to grow attached to this girl. I guess it sounds kind of crazy to get attached to a dream, though. But I was, so I pressed her. Why? Don't you like it here?" "I love it here. It's great. That's the problem. Since we started building stuff together, I've gone from sleeping 7 hours a night to 11. It's getting in the way of my life. When I'm awake, all I do is think of coming here to see you. I got stuff to do, you know? I'm sorry, Jesse, but I think this is goodbye." When she finished talking, she just kind of disappeared. At first, I didn't know what to make of it. We had been building this city for months, you know? But that was the last time I saw her. Eventually, I stopped going. Just regular sleep. It's just not the same anymore. But I can't stop thinking about her. So that's why I made this appointment to talk to you, Doc. What should I do? Well, it's clear you're going through a grief cycle, and you're struggling to let go. This is common in standard cases of personal loss. But I will admit, this is the first instance of a patient telling me that they were grieving over a dream. I would suggest you try to become more invested in the real world. You know, as you were describing your dream city, I thought of a cafe that resembles the one you first spoke to this woman... Alex. Right, Alex. So anyways, this cafe is over on the south side of town, just before you actually get into downtown proper. It's called Neon Noir. Why don't you go there and grab a meal? Then you can start looking for other things that interest you in the real world. Ideally, some close personal friendships. You said you don't really have any friends. Yeah, that's right. I think that's really what you're missing. Not the dream, but the companionship. Go eat at Neon Noir and try to socialize. Spend a week or two getting invested in this world. If you're still struggling, call my office and make another appointment and we can pick this up. How does that sound? Honestly, it sounded like a drag. Okay. Sounds good, Doc, I said. I rise from the couch and shake his hand, and then file out of his office. I decide to use the walking overpass to just walk downtown instead of catching a bus. Buses always smell bad anyways. It takes me an hour or so, but finally I see a big neon sign marking the diner. The sun is going down, casting the city in this amber glow. It's really pretty. But it's no Dream City, Elven Cyberpunk District. I begin walking past the windows, glancing inside with peripheral vision as I walk by. The doc was right. It is a lot like the diner I made in my dreams. I pass a table being served a breakfast-style burger, fried egg and beef patty. Funny enough, that was Alex's favorite. And, you know, she's wearing an outfit kind of like Alex's too. I stop and look, and I can't believe my eyes. The girl turns her head mid-bite and freezes. We both just kind of stare for a second. And then I bolt for the diner's door and rush to her table. I sit down and look at her. She sat her burger down as I ran in. Alex? Jesse? We said it in unison.